Alright, here we go. We're going to kick off a series of videos where we take one comic and show you it from the beginning to the end, from the scripting phase to the rough sketching to a rough draft, pencil and ink, into Photoshop, and then finally onto the web. And we're going to get things started right now with getting that rough sketch going, just to get a basic feel of what we're going to draw for the permanent comic. And I did something that I usually don't do. I typed out the little dialogue script that I'm going to be following. I have 6 lines, or 6 sections. Each has 1 or 2 lines in it that the characters will be using. But this is how I'm going to start sketching out the rough draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a beat in here. And I mean, when I come up with these ideas, I usually either just sketch it on a napkin or I text myself or something like that. I'm just doing this so I look somewhat professional, somewhat appealing on the interwebs, but that's that. You know, nothing complicated about this. Even still, you could do this on a brown bag, napkin. You could do it on the fog in your mirror. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to do it on a piece of paper. Hopefully you could see it fine on the camera. We just need to hash out the visuals for the comic before we waste any time doing complex figures. We're not going to waste a drop of ink. We just want to figure out where our characters are going to go, where our speech bubbles are going to go, and you know, if there's any last minute changes, we don't have to do anything drastic because we'll have worked it all out here on this paper. So let's look back at this script. Now, by the time we actually finish this video series, this joke is not going to be funny at all. So that's the reality of doing these comics, is that you work on it, you spend, you know, an hour or 2 making these comics, and in the end, to the artist, it's probably not that funny. Although, give it some time, go back to it, then you'll get a good chuckle out of it. So right now, I got Soopah. He's in a doctor's office. He says, "I love oatmeal." The doctor turns around. "No, don't eat that. It's casting compound." Soopah, "No duh, doc. What do you think oatmeal is?" The doctor says, "Oats in water." They take a beat. Soopah goes meh and resumes eating. And then there's a scene at the end that I haven't quite figured out yet. I was rereading this earlier and I don't necessarily like the line that I used in there, but we'll see where it goes. Okay, so we have some dialogue that we want to make room for, and we're gonna draw Soopah in the background, make sure there's enough room for him. And his head is going to be cocked because he's eating something. He's going to be eating off a stick. So, you know, I'm not wasting any time in trying to get these. Oh, he's got to be holding the bucket, right? He's probably going to be sitting on an exam table, and I'm going to give myself an instruction to shrink this down a little bit, shrink his figure, because in the foreground we're going to want to put a doctor working on something over here. Maybe he's getting a needle ready. I don't know. And we'll make him bald and glasses so he looks experienced and smart. Okay, so he's in the foreground. Okay, we're done. Done with panel 1. That's easy. Panel 2. Now we're going to keep the same order of characters here. We're going to have Soopah on the left, the doctor on the right. And sorry, Soopah is a comic that I do, soopahcomics.com. If you're watching this video for the first time and you have no idea what Soopah is, go check it out. I apologize. I I guess I'm just operating and assuming that you know who I am and know what my comic is, but Soopah is the main character. He's a superhero. He's an idiot. So there, that's your introduction. Okay, now Soopah is sitting here and he's still, maybe he's licking the spoon or licking the stick. And the doctor is reaching out in urgency. And he says, "No, don't eat that." Okay. There we go. 2 panels down. Now, we're going to continue with the same order. Left to right, Soopah to the doctor. No duh, doc. What do you think oatmeal is? Alright, so we want him... We're going to have 2 lines of dialogue, so we make sure we have enough room for that. I want to show Soopah with a little sass here, so he has his arms up on his hips. And acting know-it-all. Acting like a know-it-all. Still holding the bucket. Holding his stick. Can't forget that. Doctor is making his plea. Maybe holding out a hand. Because he's telling him exactly what oatmeal is. Okay. Then, now there's a beat. Nothing is being said. Maybe Soopah is thinking about things a little bit. The doctor is just waiting patiently for some type of resolution to this. And then Soopah says, "What the hell? I'm just gonna eat this damn bucket anyway." Meh. And the doctor can't believe it. Maybe he's peering through his... I don't know. Something like that. Some reaction like, "Oh boy. We'll figure it out later." But... okay. So there's that. By the way, if I'm taking long pauses in between my words and everything like that, I apologize. I am not used to drawing and writing, or drawing and speaking at the same time. It's something I have never done, and this is actually a brand new experience to me, so my apologies. Alright. Last. So this one, we're not going to be in the doctor's office anymore. And I haven't really figured this out quite yet. So either I'm going to have Soopah front and center, but I don't like the way there's only one line being delivered. So if I put the words over here, there's going to be a big white space over here. And I intend to have some Pilates students in the foreground. But I also want to be able to show the Pilates students and make sure that people understand exactly what they are. So maybe I will see. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of hashing this all out on a scrap piece of paper. So I'm gonna X that out, and I'm gonna come over here, This is just something that popped in my head. So maybe I'm going to change the vantage point a little bit. Soopah will be standing off in the corner, standing akimbo. That's fancy talk for standing like Superman. I have no idea what the origin is, but he's akimbo. And I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do this, but I want his belly to be all lumpy and hard, as if he ate all that plaster and it's stuck in him. So I'm going to have to do something when I'm polishing this up to make it look that way, to accentuate the stomach. And then in the foreground, so he's going to have his word bubble, his speech over here. And then this will give me some room to maybe put some people on mats like this. Make it be kneeling on their feet. Something like that. I don't know. And there you have it. So we're going to scrap this view. So we have our 6 views, our 6 panels over on the back, and we're going to be ready to rock as soon as we move on to the next stage of the comic creation. I'm going to get my blue pencils, I'm going to get my ink. We're going to take our time with the character's form and all the details, the expressions. We're not going to have the word bubbles because I usually do my text on Photoshop, but and then that'll be the next step. So we hashed out all the bad right now. You know, I don't want to make this mistake again when I start drawing for real, and I don't want to have to redo this scene a whole bunch of times. So maybe I'll even work on this a little bit, I don't know, and see what we got. But alright, we'll see you in the next video, and go get your blue pencil sharpened, and we'll see you then. And for more videos to help you out with your webcomic and webcomic creation and marketing and all that jazz, check out howtowebcomic.com. So I hope you follow us on YouTube and check us out on our website.